Hey everybody, welcome back to Best of the Month. My name is Zee Garcia. In this video, a few of us are going to be telling you about the best new to us game that we played in August 2017 and why we liked it so much. So I'm going to kick things off myself with Queen Domino. I got to play this, I got to review it, and I really enjoyed it. Queen Domino is, of course, an evolution on King Domino, an award winner from just last year. And this game takes everything that King Domino did, really everything, and just adds. It doesn't remove anything from the original game. It just gives you more choices, more strategy, more tactics, more going on. I already liked King Domino, but Queen Domino is fantastic. Really attractive design, very clever choices. Still not a complicated game, but one that is much more engaging from turn to turn. You're not going to have a turn in this game where you are on autopilot. There's always something you are puzzling out, figuring out, prepping for the future. Really fantastic tile laying game. I very much recommend you look into it. That is Queen Domino.
So my favorite game of this month is called Lisboa. Now, Lisboa is a 2 to 4 player game, and it's by Vital Lacerda, and the artwork is by Ian O'Toole. And the very first thing that I noticed when I first opened the box was the quality of the game. I instantly fell in love with it simply because as soon as you open it, you have an amazing insert. The artwork is really nice to look at too, and it also incorporates the theme of the game. Now, the historical theme of this game is pretty much that there was an earthquake and it eventually led to fires and flooding in the city of Lisbon. And so the city had to basically rebuild itself. It used the rubble from that devastation and pretty much reincorporated it into what it is now. And so the game is also incorporated into the gameplay because we're also having to influence political leaders, gather enough resources, and build a new city of Lisboa. The card play is very simple and easy to do because you only have 4 options to choose from on your turn. However, every single one of those options cascades into another avenue of other options to pick and choose from. So Lisboa became my favorite game this past month.
Hey guys, best of the month, and what a month it's been with Gen Con right behind us. There were so many great games I got to play that could honestly be in this category. But for me, this month, that game was ExLibris. Now, this is a puzzle game, worker placement game where you are building a library and trying to compete to build the best library, and you're having to alphabetize and keep things in order, and there's variable player powers, and there's also, on the cards, these neat little punny books that I really enjoyed. So that game really shone for me this month. I look forward to seeing you guys next month.
What's up, best of the month? We are the Brothers Murph.
Brothers Murph. Ooh, ooh.
We are here with another best of the month, and I'm going to go ahead and start. I played a game that is not new, and I know that you guys quite like out there in the Dice Tower, and I finally got to play Wits and Wagers.
We've never played it.
Oh man, this game was fun. I'm a fan of trivia anyhow, and the fact that you're mixing trivia with the gambling aspect, being able to go bet big on something and win.
Well, it's nice because you don't actually need to know the answer. You just need to be able to bet well because we're put together still very unintelligent. Not very smart.
But I'm a good gambler. I don't know if that's a good thing. Not smart and good gambler. Either way, great game, and it's my best of the month.
My best of the month is the Spiel des Jahres winner, King Domino. We played King Domino at our local game cafe, and we recently bought it at a convention as well. Gosh, this game is so great. It's the best, like, super simple tile laying game. We're like, hey, we got 15 minutes. Let's bust out a quick game. You can teach it to anyone. I mean, anyone. It's very simple. There's a lot of times we're like, man, we have like 20 minutes. What can we play? And there's not very many games, and this is perfect. So it is my best of the month. Boom. That's it.
Hi. This is Ambi from Board Game Blitz, and my favorite new to me game of August was 18CLE, which is an 18xx game. If you're not familiar with 18xx, they're a family of economic games that are usually train themed, where you buy shares in different corporations, and then whoever has the most shares becomes the president, and that person can operate the corporation by laying track, buying trains, and paying out dividends to shareholders. So what's different in 18CLE is that in a lot of 18xx games, if your company doesn't have a train and can't afford to purchase one, then the president has to pay their own money to buy the train. But in 18 CLE, instead, there's a national railroad that acquires all these companies that don't have trains. So instead of being pressured and stressed about like having to buy the train, you're stressed about having to keep your company if you want to keep your company. Or you can choose to make a company that you want to get acquired and basically throw away the company. So it was really fun. We got to play it at Gen Con, and we bought it at Gen Con because we liked it so much.
Hey, I'm Jason Peacock. My best of the month, Godfather Corleone's Empire. Cool Mate or Not, designed by Eric Lang. I love the elegance of this worker placement area control game. The heart of the game, you're trying to get resources to accomplish jobs, which can be anything from detonating a car bomb to stealing other people's money. And at the same time, there is an area control game going on where you have to establish dominance in the different territories on the map. If you ignore that area control aspect of the game, your opponents can rack up some huge points at the end. All your money is kept in a case and it's secret, so I love the tension of counting up points at the end of the game to see who wins. Awesome, awesome game. It's like a Ticket the Ride, Lords of Waterdeep weight game that I will introduce to as many people as I can.
My game of the month, Wasteland Express delivery service. On Wasteland Express, you take the role of a truck driver working for the company on this post-apocalyptic world where you have to drive through this wasteland and pick up and deliver different goods so you can earn money, upgrade your truck, you can get allies, you can get like sleeping quarters so you can get an extra ally. So as I said, the game is basically a pick up and delivery system mechanic, but there's a little battle in it. There's no player against player battle. But one of the things that I most like in this game is that you can actually push the raider's truck towards a place where the other trucks are, so causing them to have to battle. So although there's not a directly battle, you can work a little bit on the mechanics there, so your opponents gonna have to battle and defend their trucks. I really love the games. It has this amazing tray, like you can pull it up in 5 minutes, you can get everything set up. I like the hexagon tiles, it makes for a unique board. A little replayability on a different board every time. I thought this was a very unique game and one of the best games I played for sure this month. So make sure to check it out. Wasteland Express delivery service.
Hello, and my pick for the month of August is Dicebot Megafun, designed by Jeremy Calgreen and Chris Volpe. In this game, you are battling robots, and you power them up by all the dice that you roll in what they call the scavenge yard, and then you put it on your card to power up your attacks. Great fun, so please check this out. Dicebot Megafun, my pick for the month of August.
Hey everybody, it's Jay Peak from Peak Your Interest. And my best game of this month was none other than Monopoly Gamer. Now, I usually don't like games like this for obvious reasons, but when I got this and my son was so excited to play it, it couldn't have been any other game. We've played this several times this month, maybe 5 or 6, with all different player counts from 3 up to 6 people. Now, when you get up to 5 and 6 players, like more players than the game is supposed to be played with, some of the player powers get to be way overpowered, and some are just like duds. But we always had a fun time playing it, throwing red and green shells at each other and stealing coins and whatever. I looked at it as a kid's game. I would not pull this out and play it with my friends, but as a kid's game, pretty dang good. Have fun, everybody.
Hey folks, welcome back to another Best of the Month. Now here on the Best of the Month, we like to showcase new games that have come out that have really hit heavy on our playlists this past month. So the new game part is really what's keeping this guy off of me saying it in this video. Because quite frankly, this is just a refinement of a game that has been around for a couple of decades. So if that were new, then that would be my placeholder for this month. But because it isn't new, I actually did choose this guy right here to be my best of the month.
Rising 5, The Runes of Asteros. It's a really great cooperative game that has a pretty strong but not overbearing puzzle aspect to it, and it's a game where everybody can come around and work together to beat the game. You will lose from time to time, especially on the harder settings, the normal and difficult settings, but it is a great game, has a lot of expansibility, that's not a word, expansive elements that come in the base game that will change how it plays. So this is just a great game. I really enjoyed it. Been looking forward to getting it to the table for almost a year and a half now, and we finally were able to do it, and it's hit so many times. This has to be my best of the month. This month, Rising 5, Runes of Asteros.
Hey friends, Mark Burke, the Chubby Meeple here, talking about my best of the month in August 2017. Had a lot of great games played this month, but I'm going to have to give the nod to Cthulhu Wars, designed by Sandy Peterson, published by Peterson Games. What I really enjoy about Cthulhu Wars is the asymmetrical powers. You know, each faction that you're playing has its own great old one, the own powers that you have, the different strategies as you play, so it adds some replayability to it. There's a ton of expansions that can be added in to add additional replayability and variability to the game. So it's always a different game every time I played. But I think my favorite thing, I mean, apart from the miniatures, obviously the miniatures are absolutely gorgeous. But my favorite thing, and the reason I would put this as my #1 game for August, is because it got my non-gaming girlfriend to the table. Not only got her to the table, she's got a game that she loves to play. She enjoys it. But at Gen Con, on the Saturday of Gen Con, she actually spent some time at the Peterson Games booth, excited to buy things to add to our copy of it. So I have to give the nod to Cthulhu because it got her to the table. So if you haven't checked it out, highly recommend Cthulhu Wars. Until the next time, keep gaming, friends.
My game of the month is Rising Sun. Now, that's kind of a weird game of the month to have, right, since the game's not going to come out for many more months. But I got to play a full production copy. Not my copy. I borrowed it from someone else. I'll get my copy, I guess, at the end of the year. But wow, it was what I had hoped it would be. Right? You know, you're like, can he do a good sequel to Blood Rage? Yes, it's amazing. The miniatures, phenomenal. The production, the artwork, phenomenal. But that aside, the game itself is exactly what I want. They're fighting over different areas on the board. The battle system's a really neat battle system where you're hiding and bidding coins, and you can get points for losing, you can get points for winning, you get special monsters, and you have different abilities that no one else has. All this comes together in a really entertaining, exceptionally put together package. Oh, I can't wait to get my hands on a copy.
Hey everyone, Daniel from Life of a Board Gamer here, and my best of the month definitely goes to Anachrony. I had this game for some time now, but just in a recent month I got to play it more and really start to appreciate and enjoy how great this game is. Basically, you have your own faction board where you will build buildings and hire exosuits you will send on missions, and at the end the best faction will win. And this game did something that no other game did for really well, if you ask me, and that is time traveling. In this game you actually get to the real feel of time travel. It's hard to explain, but you have to you ask for resources from the future, and in later turns you have to give up those resources to send it to yourself in the past. So basically that future just came, and I really start to appreciate how this game works, and it's really great worker placement, and with individual factions and stuff like that. It's something that I really start to enjoy even more. And there's also modules, so you basically play in teams, sort of. And there's also a solo component that's really great, so go check it out definitely if you get a chance. Anachrony, my best of the month, August 2017. Pozdrav!
Well, my game of the month is Star Wars Rebellion, Rise of the Empire. This is a great expansion. This is one that, if you're looking for a great experience, I mean, Star Wars Rebellion is an amazing game, but this expansion adds some really cool things to it. And it adds, instead of extra cards, it adds new tactic cards, re-rolling of dice, a bunch of other things, plus it adds Krennic, Jyn Erso, and all of the characters. So for me, my game of the month is Star Wars Rebellion, Rise of the Empire.
Howdy folks, Rebecca and Hunter here from Family Showdown, and our game of the month is... Okay, but not actually Champions of Midgard. the 2 new expansions to Champions of Midgard. This totally changed the game for me personally. I now absolutely love this game, and I love what it's brought to the game and changed it.
Champions of Midgard is one of my favorite games of all time, and this one takes it to the next level. I love both expansions. I especially like the Valhalla expansion, where if your people die, you still get a benefit. What's better than that?
It's pretty amazing. So check out the new expansions from Champions of Midgard.
Our game of the month.
It's Ray Canny from Epic Gaming Night, and my best of the month by far is Twilight Imperium IV. I was totally shocked when this came out at Gen Con. I was even more shocked when I got a chance to play it with Tom and Sam and Brian from Fantasy Flight. It was a blast, and I love Twilight Imperium 3, and the 4th edition does several things to streamline it. Makes trading better, makes the whole tech tree more simple to navigate, and there's nothing like playing a huge, giant epic game. I'm all about those huge games, and just getting your war sons and taking over Mechatol Rex and doing these crazy space battles. There's nothing that feels quite like Twilight Imperium, so my best of the month by far is Twilight Imperium 4.
And that's going to do it for us, everybody. Big thanks to all the contributors. Big thanks to you for tuning in. We hope to see you again in another month for some fantastic games we are playing right now, and we'll tell you about them. See you next time.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc. Cool stuff in stock. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.